Okay, pause. Before we even get into this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and drop a comment down below. It really helps the channel out and keeps videos like this coming. And trust me, today's topic, oh, we're about to talk. So listen, I wasn't even planning on making a video today, but the internet has been acting up again like clockwork. And apparently now, we've decided to accuse XLOV of doing blackface. Yes, you heard that right, blackface. Now, as a black person myself, yeah, I feel like duh, I can talk about this. I just want to say this right from the start. I don't think this was blackface at all, like not even close. And we're going to unpack exactly why, because the way people are reaching right now is actually wild. But before we jump in, if you're watching this and you're already typing an angry comment, take a deep breath. My opinion doesn't represent every black person on earth. This is just what I personally think. I just feel like this whole thing is another round of social media overreaction season, and I'm honestly tired. Anyway, let's talk about what actually happened. So, XLOV just dropped their music video for their new song Rizz. And first of all, let's be real. When I heard the title Rizz, I was like, oh no, this is gonna be corny, isn't it? Like, Rizz is such an overused internet word. Everyone's been running it into the ground, but when I actually clicked play, bro, I was shocked. The song goes hard. And that choreo? Why did everyone start in a split? Like, what is going on? I was gagged. I wasn't expecting that level of energy. The production? Insane. The visuals? Crazy. The guys? Ate. But apparently, not everyone was focused on the music or the visuals, because a few people decided to zero in on one specific transition in the music video, and that's what started this entire mess. So there's a moment in the video, blink and you might miss it, where one of the members' faces are edited with a darker, almost bluish purple tone because of lighting and AI-generated visual effects. It's a creative, stylized transition, probably something the director or post-production team decided on, not even the members themselves. But then X, saw that moment, paused the frame, screenshotted it, cropped it, stripped away all context, and started yelling blackface. And that's when everything went left. So here's the thing. The reason people are calling it blackface is because they saw that member's face appear darker in that one frame. That's literally it. No context, no understanding of lighting, no consideration that it was a stylized AI transition. And look, I get it. The term blackface brings up a lot of real pain in history. It's not a word to just throw around. Historically, blackface was used by non-black performers to mock and stereotype black people. It was racist, it was dehumanizing, and it's something that should be called out when it happens. No debate there. But that's the key, when it actually happens. What XLOV did in that video wasn't that. Not even close. There was no mockery, no intent, no performance of race, no imitation of black features or culture. It was just a digital transition that literally looked blue. Like, you can open this video right now, pause it on that scene, and the tone is blue. The whole lighting around them is dark navy, like a cyber AI effect. The shadows are cool-toned, not warm-toned. There's no brown or blackface makeup. So how do we get from blue lighting in a stylized edit to they're racist and doing blackface? Well, because the internet loves outrage. That's how. We're at a point online where some people wake up every day looking for something to be mad at. Like it's their morning coffee. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Ah yes, new Kpop group. Let's cancel them. And it's so tiring because when you cry wolf like that, when you throw serious words like blackface, misogyny, queerbaiting, or whatever other buzzword you find that day, it takes away from the real issues. There are actual instances of racism in media that deserve to be discussed. But then people start lumping lighting filters in with that, and it just waters everything down. Like, we can't call everything racist just because it looks slightly dark on screen. That's not how racism works. And what frustrates me most is that this stuff hurts both sides. It discredits real conversations about racism, and it unfairly smears artists who didn't do anything wrong. Some of y'all are trying to cancel XLOV 2 comebacks into their career. Like, let them breathe. You can criticize the use of AI or the director's choices, sure. But saying it's blackface? That's not only wrong, it's irresponsible. Because once you drop that word online, it sticks. You can delete the tweet, but screenshots live forever. People will remember the headline, not the correction. Here's what I really want people to understand. When you misuse terms like blackface, misogyny, or queerbaiting, you make those terms lose power. Blackface is a real, documented, horrific practice from history that was used to humiliate and dehumanize Black people. There's nothing funny or light about it. So when we start calling random video effects blackface, we're disrespecting the seriousness of the actual issue. We can talk about cultural sensitivity without turning every conversation into a cancellation campaign. I think sometimes people want to protect marginalized groups so badly that they forget to think critically. And that's how we end up here. People calling a blue filter racist. It's not activism if you're not even sure what you're fighting for. It's just noise. Now, let me just say this again, because I know how YouTube comments work. I'm Black. I live in my skin every day. I know what blackface looks like. I know what racism looks like. And as a Black viewer, I looked at that XLOV scene and thought, really? That's what we're mad about? If I thought it was blackface, I'd say so. Trust me, I'd be the first to call it out. But that's not what I saw. What I saw was an AI transition that looked dark blue. I feel like a lot of people outside of the Black community like to perform outrage on our behalf, like they're saving us. But sometimes it's just patronizing. You're not helping us by making everything about race. You're just adding chaos. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying every Black person has to agree. If someone feels differently, that's totally valid. But we need to be able to have nuanced conversations without immediately jumping to cancel them. Anyway, can we also talk about how good Rizz actually is though? Because the way I thought it was going to be a mess, like I genuinely expected cringe, and then it ended up being such a bop. The production, chef's kiss, the visuals, elite, and the choreography, the splits. Why are we splitting in unison? Why are we doing that in 4K? I was not ready. And the energy. You can tell these boys are hungry. They're going hard. You can tell they're trying to make a name for themselves, and honestly, they deserve the attention for the music, not for this fake controversy. Like, the only thing that should be trending is stream Rizz, not cancel XLOV. I think part of the problem is that social media has made people believe that outrage equals engagement, and they're kind of right because the algorithm rewards drama. So when someone tweets XLOV did blackface, it gets retweets, it gets quote tweets, it gets people arguing, and boom, free engagement. It's not about truth anymore, it's about clout. But while everyone's busy farming likes, real reputations get damaged, real people get hurt. The members of XLOV didn't ask to be in this situation, they just made a music video. And now they're being labeled as racist because people can't tell the difference between a dark filter and actual blackface makeup. We've got to do better. So to sum it all up, no, XLOV did not do blackface. Yes, it's important to call out racism when it's real. But also yes, this is not one of those times. It's perfectly okay to discuss things respectfully, but throwing around serious accusations without understanding context helps no one. If anything, it just makes it harder for people to take real racism seriously when it actually happens. So instead of fueling fake drama, let's just support the group, enjoy the music, and not let internet chaos ruin everything fun. And again, this is just my opinion. I'm not telling you what to think. I'm just sharing my perspective as someone who's seen this cycle happen way too many times online. All right. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, first of all, thank you. You're a real one. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment down below telling me your thoughts. Respectfully, please. Let's actually have a conversation, not a Twitter fight. And if you made it to the end, comment, blue lighting is not blackface, so I know you're one of the real ones who actually watched through. And don't forget, stream Rizz by XLOV because the song is actually fire. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.